Hello, welcome to week 8 of the Fantasy Footballers podcast. This is the day before Halloween, so we're doing a little Halloween dress up.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
This is pretty stupid.
This is stupid, but it's fun.
Okay. Now you saw his costume, you see my costume. He's going to take off his mask so you can hear him. As for me, I'll keep this on. It doesn't affect my voice at all. But yeah, welcome back for another week. Another good week of football. Always pretty. Actually, I'm not going to lie to you. It was kind of a bad week of football. It was not very interesting. Honestly, looking back in the week, I realistically think there was two good games. I thought they were somewhat enjoyable. I don't know if you can agree with me. The Jets-Bengals game was pretty enjoyable. And then, arguably, Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football with the Steelers and Packers. Besides that, it was a lot of blowouts, and it was really, really, really dull. So our talk about last week of football probably is going to be relatively short tonight. But yeah, let's just go over the games quick. Maybe you could give your insight on it. Maybe I was just being pessimistic, or maybe I had a bad week of predicting football. This is the worst week I had in picks by far. I got 5 picks right. There was 6. It was unreal. It was horrible. I don't know.
I did pretty bad too.
We had a couple really good weeks, really exciting weeks, and then this week brought it right back down again. I'm not here to complain and say that NFL sucks and this, that, and the other thing, but from just a football standpoint, I mean, it just wasn't that exciting this week specifically. I'm not trying to put it back down. Obviously, it's a lot of bye weeks this week. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
Tell me what you think.
I guess kind of just looking at it. Obviously, I was mainly watching for the 1:00 game was the Giants-Eagles game. Unfortunately, Scadaboo got injured, which really stinks. Puts my fantasy team in a bind. But generally, talking about the games, yeah, I mean, there was a few. It was okay. A few blowouts, a few uncompetitive games that are close, like Texans-Niners.
Was not competitive. The Texans owned that game the entire time.
Exactly, yeah. But it's close in theory. Jets-Bengals game was a good game. That was a good game.
Very exciting game.
I was hoping the Bears-Ravens game was going to be a lot better.
It wasn't.
No, and
Lamar
didn't even play, and they still kind of owned them. So,
going on that game, obviously I'm a Lion fan, so I'm gonna have not hatred, but I'm gonna have a little bit of a downside against the Bears. Obviously, you always want to root against your division opponents, but Caleb Williams is just weird, man. I don't know. It's
he's just weird.
He'll go out and just do some phenomenal things, and then when it comes to making the basic throws, he just doesn't. And it's obviously that happens, but you're just why? Your number 1 overall pick, your quote unquote franchise quarterback, and he just doesn't step up in the moments. And they got owned by a pretty bruised and battered Ravens.
The Ravens defense does not look good.
No,
I know they're coming off a bye week.
They've actually looked horrid, and they just came out and absolutely owned the Bears.
He's got a lot of weapons to use, and it doesn't really use them, in my opinion.
DJ Moore, Romo Dunze.
We think DJ Moore is a good player. We figure, but at this point,
who really knows?
He doesn't get any targets. Doesn't catch any balls. I don't know. They haven't had really any injuries, and their offensive line's good and healthy. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
I think this week was a good telltale though. With the bye Mageddon going on, being able to focus more on more games as a football fan. I don't know. I guess I saw a lot of things that kind of really showed teams' true colors. We're over that. First 4 week, either glory days or the slump, or now we're halfway through the season. Teams should be figuring out what their identity is. They should be figuring out where they want to be, what team they're going to try to be, and really who they are. And I think we see a lot of that. Now that we're going through, we see the Chiefs are the dominant team that we thought they would be. They're still phenomenal. Rashee Rice is back. They look awesome. Yeah. They came in and absolutely owned the Commanders. Granted, Commanders had a couple really tough breaks, but actually I thought the Commanders looked phenomenal in that first half. I thought they looked really good. A couple unfortunate 5-inch short on the 1 4th down. Just a couple things that didn't go their way with a couple turnovers. But again, they played really well. But the Chiefs just dominated. They ran that game, and they played their football. The Steelers at home finally having a good matchup for the first time in a while, and they look so dominant in that first half, I thought, and then just come out flat on their feet. It just shows a true identity. There was a lot of backlash towards Mike Tomlin, I thought, last week. Because of that game, it just felt like they had it in their hands, and they not just lost it, but they almost gave it away. It looked like they came out in the second half and didn't even try.
Yeah.
So, again, looking at the Colts, just the thing I say about dominant teams that I always say, okay, there's always test me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
There's always people that say with the good teams, like with us last year, or like the Dolphins when they were only beating the better team or the bad teams, or like right now with the Colts. Everybody's saying, okay, the Colts are 7-1, but even my dad said, he goes, who have they really played? Okay, they had a pretty dominant win against the Chargers.
Yeah.
But when you think of good teams, you say, hey, they're just playing their schedule. They can't go out and say, hey, I want to play the harder teams to give myself a challenge. They're playing the schedule that's given to them. But one way to prove that you're a good, dominant team is when you're given those crap teams and you're not just scraping by them. You're dominating them.
Yeah.
They dominated the Dolphins,
Yep.
the Raiders,
Yep.
the Titans twice, and they kind of dominated the Chargers.
They did dominate the Chargers.
only
You won
game-
by 2 touchdowns.
The
That's
only
dominating.
game that looked kind of sketchy with no Kyler was that Cardinal game.
Correct.
So,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, and the loss to the Rams, obviously.
Right, which
they could have won.
With the drop by
Yeah.
Adonai
Adonai
Mitchell.
Mitchell, which
Yep.
the 2 touchdowns that he ended up taking away.
That could have been a lot different.
Yeah, but the schedule is pretty weak, relatively speaking. They played, the Cardinals, well, the best team, Chargers, good win.
Mhm.
Beat the Broncos too, good
Beat
win.
the Broncos.
Early when they were healthy,
Both good wins.
both good wins. So they have played some competition. I would combat it a little bit. They haven't played any elite Super Bowl contending competition, I don't think, except for the Rams.
I'd say,
And
People-
you could
people
argue
are-
the Chargers.
people
You
are
could
pretty
argue
high in the Chargers, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to discredit the Colts because they've
No.
been so good.
No,
So honestly, I wouldn't even consider it. Like you said, exactly. They should beat bad teams. Really.
not just beat them.
whoop
Like, they shouldn't be
Like,
screaming.
it
They should
shouldn't be
whoop
close.
bad teams. That's
That's
how
what-
you know you're good.
Yeah, and we haven't seen the last few years. It's been like the Chiefs last year, for example, where they're barely winning, and the Eagles this year, kind of for most part, are barely
Scraping.
winning games.
Mhm.
It's like these top teams are barely winning, and then it's cool to see the Colts come out
Yep.
and do what we expect good
Yeah.
teams to do.
Yep.
Yeah, but I guess just a little bit more about the Giants game, just 'cause
Yeah, go ahead, give your perspective.
it's just really sad. One, because we were really excited against Scatterby. It was really cool, and it's not like hope is lost because Jackson Dart's still good, and I still think our offense can be decent and we can win some games. But it does suck to see him, especially because he's on my fantasy team too, and now my fantasy team has had like 2 season-ending losses to 2 really good players for me, and then Garrett Wilson's been injured.
both
the
for
whole
your
time.
team, mind you. Both
Yeah,
the players
both
you
for
have
the
are
Giants.
both from the Giants.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the thing is with me is I always say this. Obviously, it's hard now because the Lions are good, but I've said in other videos probably that I hate having players from my team on my fantasy team as well for 2 different reasons. I said one, that way if we win, but my players, like let's say I have Amon-Ra, but we
Yeah.
win by 30, but Amon-Ra doesn't have a good game because we torched the team. I hate feeling bad about a
At
win
odds.
ever, whether it be
Yeah.
with fantasy or betting or whatever. I hate having that happen. So I like to stay away from that, but it's hard now because my team's so fantasy relevant.
Yeah.
But same thing with the bad part of it, the injuries, the devastating losses. It's like a double whammy. If I watch my favorite team, like the Giants, and I watch my favorite player go down, and then I also have to open up my ESPN fantasy app and see that. The thing with fantasy that is so nice is having those players from different teams and being able to root for players and not teams.
Mhm.
But when you are double stacking player with your favorite team, and then that happens, it's like, oh my god! Not Louis. Also, Louis had to watch his favorite player of the year, arguably maybe Jackson Dart.
No,
Go down
Scatterby
with-
was fun.
Scatterby was awesome. Go
Also
with
because
a
he was on my fantasy.
right. Go with a gruesome injury, and then open up his fantasy app and realize that his season is no offense.
My
it's
team's
over.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, I know. I can't win a
Yeah.
championship. I mean, I knew I couldn't win a championship after probably week 4 or 5.
Mm.
It was pretty much over. I mean, I made a few moves trying to do. The only way I come out like winning, which is not unlikely.
Or you having a
obviously.
chance.
It's impossible. Or having chances. One, Chase Brown doing what he did last year. Jackson Dart.
Or last week for that matter.
Or last week.
Had a really good week.
Like do what he was drafted to do.
Mhm.
Jackson Dart end as like a quarterback 5 because he'll be my starting quarterback pretty much from here on out. And then Garrett Wilson again doing that same thing, being a wide receiver 5 when he comes back healthy. And even then, it's like, and Kincaid still being like a top 5 tight end. Like
Shakir playing very well.
Shakir would need to play really
Like
well.
your team actually was doing like I shouldn't say good, I shouldn't say championship contending, but with our league, with how competitive it is, just make the playoffs. You were
That's
just
what I want to
fighting
do.
to make the playoffs.
That's all I
Because
want to do.
if you make the playoffs, you have a chance. We've seen it in the past years. The last 3 years of our fantasy, the 7th seed won, the 5th seed won, and I
Yeah.
think maybe probably one of the better teams. But I know for a fact the year that I was projected to win, the 7th seed won. You
Yeah.
just have to make it.
Yeah.
Okay, then it comes down to matchups and a bit of luck.
And
That's how
yeah.
fantasy is.
I mean, and there's still time left in the season. There's still a player somewhere on the waiver wire that can be added that will have an end of season that is like Jerick McKinnon the 1 year, where he caught a million passes from Mahomes, averaged 25 the last 5 weeks, and just storms you through the playoffs.
I saw you picked up Haskins. I think you're looking for that. Maybe.
There's not much on the waiver wire, and now with the Scadaboo injury, there is a bye week next week, Chase Brown's bye week, and I need a running back.
Oh, you're gonna play him?
You know what I mean? Probably. I don't have anybody else, or Brashard Smith if Pacheco misses more than just this week.
Is he okay?
But that's not going to work out. Probably. I'm not betting on it. I don't really have any other options, and I'm trying to trade a little bit, but it's.
You're in a tough spot.
I have no depth.
You already gave up. You gave up your big guys for the depth, and now you're losing the depth.
And I can't trade Garrett Wilson, and I don't really want to trade Swift, even though I guess I wouldn't be opposed to it. But doesn't matter. I was trying to trade Dak, but nobody needs a quarterback, so it's all right though. Well, it's okay. I have the sleeper league. I'm kind of making a comeback in a little bit. I mean, I lost last week, so I'm 3-6. Is that not 3-6? 3-5.
Yeah,
I'm 3-5 in that, and that's there's 8 teams, and there's 6 people make playoffs. Or is it 4 in your sleeper?
6 make playoffs.
6 make playoffs.
And the first two get a bye. That's why it's very competitive. You want that bye week. It's huge.
Yeah, well, I'm not getting that.
For those players that have the week 13, 14 bye week.
Yeah. So I'm a little competitive in that. I just want to make the playoffs in that because I have Rashee Rice. So maybe I can make a late season push.
My fantasy week. I know I've already talked a lot, but my fantasy week is I was hit heavy by the bye week. Bucky Irving still being out. David Montgomery out. Amon-Ra out. Jackson Smith-Njigba out. I was playing a waiver wire filled team, and I scraped out a win. Oh my goodness. I won,
barely,
scoring 97 points.
Yep.
My entire team scored 1 touchdown. That is including the quarterback. I am fully convinced after seeing that last week against a bad Ravens secondary that Caleb Williams will not ever be playing. I remember how I talked about last week how I was like, I'm going to struggle the rest of the season with who do I play? Don't care. It's Stafford. Every single week I'm playing Stafford. I don't care. I am not dealing with Caleb Williams anymore and that terrible Bears team. So I even almost wrote Stafford for my pick'em, spread them out. But then I realized that I need to make an intelligent decision because I need to come back against this guy.
He's going to be top 3.
But to wrap up my fantasy, my team looks good. Now Stafford officially locked my quarterback. Bucky's on bye, hoping, praying on everything that he comes back next week, ready to play.
Week. He will.
So it'll be him.
That's why they've held him out.
Ramondre, who people are saying that he's going to have a good end of the year. They're also saying about Montgomery in the reports that I've read. It doesn't really matter. And then my wide receiver core, Amon-Ra, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Waddle. He doesn't get much better than that. And Warren. JSN is projected 24 as a wide receiver. Unreal.
JSN's so good.
I'm not even picking him for this. But
JSN's so good. All right.
Awesome.
I love JSN.
And I got JSN for nothing.
Yeah, I know. You did good.
Yeah, I think that's...
I regret not taking it. I think you took it away, the trade offer, before I could even really look at it. But it was JSN and Jerry Jeudy for Jamar Chase, week 2.
Yeah.
And I knew I should have taken it at that time, but I think you removed it.
I still have been okay with Jamar Chase right now. Jamar Chase.
I would have taken
Amon-Ra and Waddle.
Yeah. Well, it would have looked better, but I think Jason's going to finish above Chase.
Jason is one of those players where he doesn't he's not like one of those players that's
he will be next
it looks
year.
So pretty on a fantasy team, but for some reason, he's phenomenal.
He's earning it right now. Next year he'll be probably a first round pick.
Yeah. Every single week I mention it, but telling Dayton to take Jonathan Taylor and telling him my strategy is really kicking my butt right now.
Your team would be
I would have the exact same team except Bucky Irving. I'd have Jonathan Taylor. It'd be no different. So
you would not have a loss probably.
No, and Jonathan Taylor's phenomenal. Fortunately, I have him in my other league.
Yeah, you would have a loss.
Yeah,
you would have a loss. Do we want to move to spread them out now?
I think that's all I have for fantasy. Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, fantasy. For me, I'm gonna try to make some trades, but for the next few podcasts, we'll just keep it light.
Yeah, pretty much.
For me, it's
right now. It's mostly just me, and if I decide to do anything with my team,
yeah.
I was potentially trying to trade with. I was trying to trade. I think I'm stealing this one. He didn't even answer me. He didn't decline or accept it. But I was trying to trade Ramondre Stevenson and Dave Montgomery for Genty.
He's not going to trade Genty.
He won't, and he's stuck on Genty. But the thing is, I kind of stopped after and looked at his playoff schedule. not crazy good. Montgomery's is great.
I like that.
Stevenson's isn't great because he has a bye week.
Uh-huh.
But I think the whole
That's another reason
I
why
think
like
that's all
getting
crap anyways.
That's another reason why I got rid of Stevenson. It's crap for good players, but when you're playing a player like
Stevenson. Yeah, that's
matters.
fair. And Genty and then Montgomery, those kind of players.
Yep.
So yeah.
Because David Montgomery against the Dolphins is a lot different than whatever happened last week.
Whatever. Continue.
You still won. It didn't matter.
It never matters. I'm the best.
Let's go over our last week's spread him out. Like he already had mentioned, he did a great job last week. He got the offense, the defense, and the over-under, and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I got Rashee Rice as my wide receiver. He came in second on points, so I got 2 points for that. I get the over for the Giants-Eagles game, and I got Jets-Bengals as my bronze spread. I got the Jets.
Talking about the fantasy, though, let's add about that last week of fantasy. It was an incredibly boring week for fantasy because no one scored.
No, it was,
There was, Troy
was really boring.
Troy Franklin with 30, which was
and I still got
super
130
cool.
dropped on my forehead.
Yeah, you found a way to suck. Last week was just dull. It was dull all around. My top score was 20. Jalen Waddle.
Hey, good job.
Back to spread them out.
Good job. That's why we trades matter the whole year because when you first made the trade, it was like,
Waddle did look bad. It made me feel better seeing that Waddle was so far better, and
it'll be good.
It also helped that Tua looked really good. That's the game we didn't talk about. That's the game we didn't even talk about. Let's talk about that quick.
Well,
the Dolphins blowing out the Falcons,
killing them.
Are you kidding me?
The Falcons, I think, are the most fraudulent team ever to exist.
Totally agree.
Period.
Totally agree.
End of story. I've picked them too many times. Picked them against the Panthers, they got whooped. Picked them against whatever, and they got killed.
Completely forgot about that game. That game was as a family, as a person in a family with Dolphin fans. That was cool to see.
Good win.
Yeah,
it's fun.
You know who also won? The Lions won this week. We won the bye week by re-signing Hutchinson for $180 million in 4 years.
I wonder if he's in that top 10 we were talking about. Top 10 guys played.
We're behind Micah. Top 2 for a non-quarterback. He's the highest guaranteed money last week.
Yeah, so last week, like I had just mentioned, I got 6 points. Did you say the ones you got?
You said what I got. Offense, defense, and over-under. You said.
Okay, perfect. So the record now, we tied at 6. We tied. So it's good for me, bad for him. So I'm 4-1-1, and I'm leading. So I have 4 wins. So week 6, for my gold spread, I have. Now this is my hot take of the week, and I'm feeling it. We're doing this before Thursday.
Dolphins plus.
We're doing this before Thursday, and the Dolphins line's at 7.5. And I looked at it this morning, and I even texted him, and I know he's thinking, no way. But for some reason, the Ravens are frauds, and we know the Ravens are frauds, and that's what I believe. And I want to have some fun. The Dolphins might win this football game.
Right.
I think they might win the football game.
Hypothetically, if you were to bet, here's a bet that I was hypothetically thinking for tonight. I was thinking Jalen Waddle for 5 or 6 catches, Henry for 80 yards rushing, the over 46.5 or so. The over 50, mind you, the over is 51.5. Might alt it down to 47. I think honestly, a 28-24 game feels easy.
So I think. Again, I just think the Bears, whatever the hell they did last week, I'm just going to ignore it. Because the Ravens' defense is not good, and they're not healthy. Like, that's what I think, and that's what I believe. And this is kind of me calling my shot on that.
Yep.
And I think the Dolphins are making a turn to at least being a decent football team.
Agreed.
Like an okay football team. And their offense will click. It should. Even with Tyreek out. It should still be moving.
Agreed.
So that's why I kind of want to just make this call, and we'll know by tonight what it is.
We'll talk more after of a potential bet.
Definitely.
But I do like some of the lines that are popping up tonight. But yeah. Plus 7.5.
So I think they might win the football game.
Bit of a wild take. That's his hot take. I'm gonna disagree, even as a Dolphin fan. But I like it. I love rooting for the Dolphins. I hope they win. I love seeing the Ravens.
In Miami. Suck. I'm telling you.
That's his hot take of the week. We'll come back.
We're taking it.
We're gonna come back. Derek, first thing next episode, I want you to put the Dolphins Ravens score up, whatever it is.
He's gonna clip the short.
Honestly, by the time he posts this, the Ravens game will be up. Derek, right now, put the actual score. Either do a woo, he called it, or a Dolphins lost by 40. Louis, you're a moron.
Let's go.
Good call. So plus 7 as your gold is kind of crazy though.
That's my goal. I gotta call my shot because I don't want it to be cowardice. I'm not gonna make it my bronze spread. That's my gold spread.
I mean, I just gotta every single week from now on until I'm proven otherwise, my gold spread will be whatever it is the Colts to cover. I've said it week after week how phenomenal they are. I'm sick of not putting my money where my mouth is. So Colts minus 3.5 against Steelers. I don't care who they're playing. They're covering that spread.
Absolutely.
Colts minus 3.5.
Yeah. So for my silver spread, I have Chargers covering 9.5 against the Titans.
That's the Titans. Do you have the games pulled up? I just wrote the first team for some reason.
Yeah, no problem.
For my silver, I have Jags covering 2.5 against the Raiders. I believe they play.
Correct, the Raiders.
That
Definitely covering.
That feels easy.
Yeah, again, you don't like the Jags.
No, I don't either.
The Raiders are way worse.
I despise the Jags, but I
Jaguars.
think that the Raiders are that much worse.
Yeah, so much worse. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I love that spread. Yeah, again, just Chargers are a good football team. They're going to cover.
Yes.
And then my bronze spread was the Colts Steelers game. I have the Colts covering, obviously.
Yep.
So
my bronze is the Seahawks covering 2.5 against the Commanders.
Love it.
Again, that feels just the command. I don't know if Jane Daniels back, but he doesn't look great with his lingering injury. I don't think it matters. I think the Seahawks are a really good team. Sam Darnold is keeping that Viking-esque play he has going on. He's doing the exact same thing he was in Minnesota, and he's doing it now in Seattle. You go into Minnesota, you have Addison, Hawkinson, a good running back in Aaron Jones, Jettas, and a pretty sound defense. And then you leave, and you get the exact same thing in Seattle, essentially. A good running back in Kenneth Walker, JSN, Cooper Kupp, and a sound defense. He left tomato to go to tomato.
And clearly, he's the difference.
He is the difference.
He's the difference, which is cool to see. Good for Sam.
Vikings made a mistake. Again, what will really prove himself is if and when they play their playoff game. That will be the true telltale.
I hope he plays great.
I hope he does too.
I hope they get a home playoff game somehow. But they would have to win their division.
Yeah, Darnold's not really a guy you can really root against. Like he's not one that's like,
funny.
I'm not a huge fan of Darnold. Like
What a turnaround. Because he used to be the most hated because the Jets were terrible, and he was the reason. And he's clearly the Jets are just the Jets.
The Jets are the Jets. Giants are the Giants.
Unfortunately. Yeah, we'll see. All right, so next I'm going to do offense and defense. So I actually have the Chargers for both. Initially, I was going to do just them as the defense, but I accidentally just wrote it in the offense spot. So I go, I'm just going to stick to it.
That's a first.
I'm going to go Chargers for both offense and defense, and I think they're going to kill them. Because the Titans. I think
so you're essentially guessing like a 45-7.
Exactly. I'm guessing a blowout. I really think they're gonna they're kind of making that turn as well, being that team we think they are, because they kind of flopped for a few weeks in a row.
Yeah, they've had a really rough stretch. Honestly, they did win last week, correct?
Correct. Yeah, they won by. It was a good win.
Pretty statement win, but I think it was against a not so great
Vikings. They beat them by 27 on Thursday night.
Right. Yeah, and the Vikings again. It really showed the Vikings. It showed the Vikings' true colors. Obviously, Carson Wentz being banged up, but it did show their true colors.
I think the Vikings are better than the Titans, I would say, and I don't think that's a hot take. So, and the Chargers killed them. So I think the Chargers are going to do the exact same to the Titans.
I like it. I love it. My best offense, I'm going to do a bit of a homer pick. The Lions against the Vikings. We saw obviously the Chargers offense is good, but I think our offense is better. So we saw a pretty good offensive for the Chargers. Put up 37. I think we just absolutely destroy them. We might let them score 30 just because of the fact that our defense is still trying to figure some things out. But we should score 50. And I'm hoping we have a really good bounce back game after a not so great Monday Night Football with the Bucs off a bye week. We're going to come out. Guys had a nice little rest. They went to some Halloween parties and they come out ready to play some ball.
You see the Bills out of the bye week, 40-9 against a Panthers team that isn't really that bad. They killed them.
You did. That was one of the ones you said. I could see the Panthers covering.
I did say that,
and I said I couldn't just because.
I did say that.
Again, the Panthers I also feel are a bit fraudulent. 3 wins, but 3 fraudulent wins.
I understand.
A bit of a whatever. But it sucks because they're also a team that you want to root for,
and they've been competing. And I like Rico Dowdle a lot.
I like Bryce Young
Tat McMillan a lot. Yeah, Bryce Young's been playing really good.
They're fun to root for. Best defense, I matched them with the Chargers.
Okay, nice.
Same reasons. Yep. Obviously, Titans are just poverty.
They're really bad, and that doesn't matter. So I'm going to do over-under next. I have Broncos, Texans, which...
Over,
yeah. It's 40.5.
That just feels
so really low. It's a really low. And what Broncos, Texans... Yeah, I think... I don't think the Texans defense is good, but I don't think the Broncos defense is as good with Surtain missing a few weeks and with how they've been performing the last few weeks.
But you don't think they kind of really shut down a good Cowboy offense last week? You don't think they? I mean, besides that, really
they scored 24.
Yeah, but Grant, we always say that, but one play was just having to be a blown coverage breakout touchdown for CD. So take away the 180, literally 80-yard play.
Yeah, it's 17 to
Without certain, I feel like they played pretty good defense, and I think the Cowboys' offense is definitely better than the Texans' offense.
definitely.
No, I still like the pick because, like you said, there's times when we say that's just too low or that's just too high.
Yeah.
Where even no matter what the matchup is, you're just like, it just feels too low.
Like 21-20 covers.
Right.
21-17 is an outcome that could happen. But I don't know. I think this week is a lot of betting on teams that I think are making the corner, turning the corner, or now that, like you said, we're out of the slump at the beginning of the season where a lot of it's like honeymoon phase. We're not sure what's going on. I think these teams that had just a rough start, like the Bengals the last few years, I think the Texans are just doing what the Bengals did the last few years.
Yeah,
where they had a really just bad start.
They did have last week was an incredibly statement win. They came out and they really just hammered down a Niner team that's been playing some really good football.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely seeing a lot of true colors. So you know what? I don't hate it the more you talk about it, and it is very low.
Yeah, 49.5 is just too low.
Yeah, I have we talked about it before with the potential bet. I had the Miami over tonight. Again, I think a 28-24 game. I think that's what it's going to. I think 28-24. Ravens. I think that's what the game's going to be.
Nice.
We'll see.
I think it's going to be close. I hope the Dolphins win.
I think 28-24 would be as a Dolphin fan, that's a respectable win or a respectable loss if you're a Dolphin fan. With Lamar coming back, so yeah, I think if they keep it, if they do cover, I think any Dolphin fan, if they cover, they're happy with that game. Honestly,
I'm kind of excited to watch this game now.
It's gonna be a good
I've
game.
made myself excited.
You'll fall asleep.
All right, so I got work. Anyway, so Jackson Dart is my quarterback of this week because I'm playing him in fantasy, and I just want somehow for him to get it. He's a great fantasy quarterback. Now, in the NFL, he is actually performing pretty well. He's been pretty good. He makes a lot of smart decisions. He obviously had the turnover against the Broncos, but in general, and that Saints game, which was kind of an anomaly. So I guess he does turn over the ball a decent bit, but it feels like he's been doing a lot better than I've seen in the past, and he runs the ball a lot. Just powerful fantasy player.
This week, I also kind of want to go with a bit of a homer pick with Stafford. I crossed it out. I went Lamar. Against a bad Dolphin defense, he should have a field.
I hope he's healthy. I mean,
I think the thing is too, like we talked about, I think the Dolphins' offense will keep it a little close for enough where he can keep scoring. Let's put it that way.
I think it might. I was thinking, you said 28-24. I was thinking like 38, 32.
Then the over's definitely hitting.
Yeah, and the over's a great bet. The over's guaranteed to hit. That's my slam bucket of the day. All right, so my running back this week, I have Kyren Williams against the Saints. I think.
Yep.
Yeah, the Rams are playing the Saints. I haven't picked Kyren in a while, and I like Kyren.
Kyren's not a bad pick.
Yeah, I like Kyren.
I think the only downside is I think that matchup was perfect, but the way Kyren's been playing, he's not really matching the last year performance wise. Like obviously he gets the end zone, he gets the end zone looks, but they're like, I mean, how good Stafford's playing with Puka and Devontae, they're just like not really like.
Not a lot of checkdowns. Not a lot.
Yeah.
They run the ball less.
He just doesn't have the explosiveness. I show it that way.
It feels like he's the same player. They give him the same opportunities, but it's just going the other way in a way. More times than it went. Touchdowns. Now it's going because he scored like 18 touchdowns last year, I think, or something. He scored a lot of touchdowns last year. You have to regress from that a little bit,
of course.
Unless you're James Cook, because clearly he's not regressing, or Jonathan Taylor.
He's actually getting better.
Yeah,
James Cook
looks good.
He does. So, my running back kind of goes along with my best offense. I went Jahmyr Gibbs again against a weird, really bad Vikings team. He should just go berserk. So
he's
off a nice bye week.
He's awesome.
He's just awesome.
I have all my picks are whack this week. So for my
I went a bit more safe. I got to come back.
Yeah. So my wide receiver this week, I have Ladd McConkey in that Chargers Broncos. Chargers
Tyson.
Pardon me. Chargers Titans game.
I don't hate that.
I think Ladd is back to being their
really
number one wide receiver. Quentin Johnston has been literally zero receptions both of the last 2 weeks, I think, or twice out of the last 3 weeks. I'm not quite sure. And I think he might not even had like 2 targets last week. He's just disappearing off the face of the earth, and his snap percentage has plummeted. Trey Harris actually outsnapped him last week in the same role. Who's the rookie wide receiver out of somewhere? I'm not really sure, but yeah, and Keenan has fallen off. He's old. I think
he is old.
I regret trading Ladd. But random. Ladd was traded straight up for Drake London in our fantasy league. I like
feel
Drake
about that?
London way more
I
personally.
also do.
Drake London's a way better.
I actually vetoed it.
I
then
don't veto trades.
I vetoed because
But
I thought at first it was going to. For some reason, I thought it was going to. I thought the trade was Ladd for McConkey, which is Tyler. And I thought for some reason that Dayton was getting Drake London, and it wasn't Marshall. And I was
Yeah.
like, Dayton cannot.
Marshall's team is really good.
Dayton
now.
cannot have Drake London. I would have been livid. And then I looked and it was Marshall. I go, actually, I'll let that happen. That's fine.
Marshall's team is
I-
really good.
mind
I
you,
think Marshall.
I also despise 1-for-1 trades. I think the only reason why that specific 1-for-1 trade actually isn't bad in context is because of the fact that Tyler has Bijan, and having two players from the same team. We talk about this is unless you're stacking quarterback wide receiver, it doesn't make sense to do it because of the fact that like I said last week, for example, the Falcons were horrendous. He fortunately was playing a terrible opponent, but any other time that would really hurt him because 2 out of his 9 and 2 of his best players really struggled that week. 2 players who were projected 40 scored 15 or whatever.
Yeah,
so
I think it was less than
that's
that.
the only reason I don't hate the idea behind it.
I just think he could get more for Drake London.
Totally agree.
He could have gotten Garrett Wilson and probably Chase Brown. No, I wouldn't do that. Maybe I would. I don't know. Garrett Wilson and
Definitely Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Garrett Wilson. It's too late to worry about it. Anyway, yeah. Who's your wide receiver? For
Jamar Chase against.
Okay.
Against
you went super. I mean, come on.
To be fair, I didn't choose JSN.
He goes Lamar Gibbs.
Lamar Gibbs
Chase, bro. Come on.
We need to come back.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
He's panicking, fellas.
I'm not panicking. Sometimes, like last week, I went fun with Egbuka and all those people, and I loved choosing the fun picks. They're just not doing anything. Like we always talk about matchups. Like when you see a good player with a great matchup, you expect him to explode. It's just not happening. So I'm sick of it. Just choose good players. So yeah, next we're gonna go to trivia. All right, Louis. My trivia for you for the week. This might be a quicker episode, which is not bad. Some weeks are like that. So what's wrong?
Where's my pen? All right, doesn't matter.
Over there.
Thank you.
Some weeks are gonna be a little shorter with the pod, but that's just sometimes because we don't have as much to talk about. Like
last week, a lot of bye weeks.
The week was dry. The games were dry. Fantasy's been dry. And bye week, so it's not as much to talk about.
It's pretty unanimous from what I've seen that last week was like an anomaly in sadness.
Yeah, like I said, I know we talked about earlier this season how this year is boring. Then we had a couple really good weeks, and it felt like football again. Again,
football.
I can't expect every game every week to be phenomenal, but I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a bit of a downer. It feels like this year has still been a little more down. I don't know if it's, again, we always talk about better defenses or maybe some of the officiating that's happening or the way things going.
Officiating is a big thing.
Has been a big problem. That's a whole different conversation we could have. But we'll just leave it at officiating needs to be fixed. That fumble on the tush push is the most egregious call I've seen in a very long time. If you haven't seen it, go look at it and you tell us what you think.
Yeah, I mean, my take on officiating should be pretty apparent considering I didn't even mention the officiating in the Giants-Eagles game. And it was, I don't like to complain about officiating. It's obvious that was a pretty terrible officiating game.
Horrible.
One of the worst I've ever seen in my life. Okay.
But my trivia is pretty fun this week. Again, I'm taking from these guys at Sleeper Trivia. They do some awesome things. I follow them. Another really cool trivia that I thought would be cool for you. So this is just stat leaders since 2020. So I have passing yards, rushing yards, receiving yards, passing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, field goals, tackles, sacks, interceptions, and interceptions thrown.
Some of these are going to be tough. Including playoffs?
No. This is just regular season stats. Okay. And I will give you 3 strikes, but you can also use 3 hints, and your hints are simply going to be the team they play for.
Okay. So 3 strikes.
But it only can be used for some of these categories, because some of these categories I'm not going to give you the hint because it'll give away. Some of these I think are necessary.
Okay.
And the team is the current team they play on.
Okay, so I'm going to say since 2020.
Bingo.
Right? Okay. Passing yards, I'm going to say Mahomes.
Mahomes, correct.
Okay. So we'll go passing touchdowns. I'm going to say Mahomes again.
Bingo. Okay, wow, cool. Good start.
Well, I mean, come on. It's like saying, well, I think Tom Brady has the most Super Bowl. Okay, so yards, touchdowns. So we'll do rushing yards.
Yep.
Since 2020.
Yep.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, correct.
Okay. Okay, so rushing touchdowns, Derrick Henry.
Correct. Dang it.
Okay.
It's going to get harder.
It has to. So, okay. Is there any
Receiving
more
yards,
rushing?
receiving touchdowns, no more rushing. Tackles, sacks, interceptions for a defender, interceptions thrown.
Tackles. I'm going to wait for defense. We're going to try.
I feel like the sacks and the interceptions thrown are easier for me.
The sack. Okay, sacks is TJ.
Correct. And
TJ
field goals
Watt.
made. Sorry. That's a tough one. So all you have left is receiving yards, receiving touchdowns. Don't need it. Field goals, tackles, interceptions thrown, and interceptions. As a defender. So,
Period.
yep. So yeah.
So receiving yards.
Yep.
Chase.
No, not Chase.
No. Jefferson.
Correct. Jefferson is correct. Yes. Because I think he had the extra year, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Because he was drafted in 2020 with Burrow, whereas Jamar Chase wasn't drafted until the year after.
Exactly.
Okay. So that does make a difference. And Jamar Chase has been a bit injured at times.
Exactly.
So
he hasn't played all of them.
Yep.
So receiving touchdowns. Chase again.
And not Chase. I'll give you the team.
Yeah.
Rams.
Devontae
Adams, correct. Obviously, he had those phenomenal years with the Packers and Raiders, I guess.
Yeah.
But
do I have kicker yet? No.
You do not have kicker yet. No. I was going to give you the team because you'll probably guess like a lot of good people like Boswell or Elliott. This is the Raiders kicker.
Carlson,
yes.
Okay, cool.
So now you have one strike left and one hint left. So I'll give you it for the tackles because I feel like you can get interceptions thrown and receive better than a tackle. So because obviously tackles can be literally anybody. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be the Jaguars.
Aluakon?
It is not Aluakon.
Okay.
So that does mark his loss, but we'll finish out anyways because Louis knows his stuff. So
Hines Allen.
it is Hines Allen, correct. Josh Hines Allen is the highest tackler, which is
I'm really surprised by that, honestly.
Right.
Because he plays edge most of the time. And usually, every edge, most of the top edge rushers don't have a lot of tackles just because you're trying to get the quarterback. That's your job. So, yeah, I'm really surprised. He must play a bigger role than I think.
I mean, he's a sleepy good player. I mean, didn't he get a contract extension as well recently?
Yes, paid a lot.
Right. For good reason.
Yeah.
He was drafted relatively high as well.
He was drafted at 7. I can tell you exactly when he was drafted because it was right after Daniel Jones because I wanted him on my team.
So there's that.
Doesn't matter. So I'll never forget him. He's awesome. So we have tackles, there's done. So I have interceptions thrown and interceptions.
That's it. And obviously the game's over. So you can just spit if you want.
Bland.
Nope. You got to think 5 years. He only had that really good year. Who has consistently been good. It is a safety. That's my hint I'll give you.
That makes sense. So is it Bates?
It is Bates. Wow, you got that a lot faster than I thought. Yes, Bates is the guy. Yes. So, phenomenal job. That was actually you got that a lot faster than I thought on a second try because that would have taken me forever. Yes, he's still phenomenal.
Falcons. Boo.
Boo. We just talked about how much we hate the Falcons.
Boo. Interception thrown. Is it Stafford?
It's not Stafford. I knew you were gonna say that. I hope you got on your second try now because it is not.
Oh, okay.
Think of a guy who's phenomenal, but also takes a lot of risks. Josh Allen is the most interceptions thrown since 2020. You got to think the 2020 year and the 2021 year, he had a lot, and he was not very good. Even the years he did lead them very far in the playoffs, he still had 12, 13, 14 interceptions. Those add up quick. Not Stafford.
Not Stafford.
Screw you.
I was hoping it was Stafford.
No, we're not hoping it's Stafford. Stafford is notorious for throwing a lot of interceptions. He's just like, you know what, screw it. Somebody's down there somewhere.
Exactly.
He does throw a lot, though.
Cool. Your turn.
Yeah, my trivia. Now we'll wrap it up again. Sorry about the shorter podcast this week, but that's how NFL goes.
5 weeks take away from games, just take away from content.
Yeah. And some weeks are just gonna be like that. That's okay.
So I have this one is probably gonna be, I think, pretty difficult. It would be hard for me. I put you a little. I think you're a little better.
I think I know a tiny bit more than you, but I also watch a lot more TikTok, so I see a lot more weird trivia. Whereas just actual knowledge, we're very similar.
All right, perfect. So this is before I do this. All right, so I had the last 8 rookie quarterbacks to win a playoff game.
Jane Daniels.
Okay, yes. Oh, side note, if you could guess the year, I'll give you.
Jane Daniels last year.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't remember, but I know he had a pretty good debut.
Okay. Well, that's good news.
Well, he
think it was the
beat
Lions.
us. No, not first. So
It was the Buccaneers first.
yes.
Sorry, I should have let you.
But it was us second.
Yeah, oh, okay.
So
Well,
we were not his first playoff win. So shut up.
Okay.
Oh, jeez
I'm surprised
Louise.
you got that one.
Rookie quarterback to win a playoff game.
Yeah, there's 8 of them.
How far back does it go? You know that?
2004.
Oh my lord. Okay, so if it's 04, I would say I don't want to just guess good players, but I know obviously like there's a lot of
Good players that
Big
won
Ben.
early. Great guess.
Big Ben.
Big Ben. He won early.
He won early.
I think they might have won the Super Bowl that year.
I don't think he won his. I don't think has a rookie quarterback ever won the Super Bowl?
No.
No.
But I.
Dan Marino won in his rookie year. He made it. He did not win. He made it to the Super Bowl in his rookie year.
Was it 06 and 10 then that the Steelers won?
I think so.
Okay, 06.
But he won it. He did win the game the first year because he came in. I think he came in about halfway and made a really good statement, and then ended up winning.
Right,
Besides
so
point.
you have the newest one and the oldest one.
Man, there's a lot of great. RG3.
No, he did not.
He wasn't. That wasn't his
They
rookie
didn't win
year.
a playoff game. They didn't win a playoff game.
I really-
think they made the playoffs.
I really wanted that to be right.
Maybe if you,
No, you're right.
if you
Obviously,
want me to give you some years instead, I can give you years.
that might help. Do you like the second oldest? What year was that?
So that would be 2008. This is a player that is old, and it feels like 2008 is. He should have been drafted later, longer ago, and he's still playing.
It's right before Stafford. So who is right around Stafford's age? Rodgers? No, way longer. That's a stupid guess.
This is stupid.
Let me just go through the teams quick. More editing, I know. Flacco?
Yes, Flacco, 2008.
With the Ravens. Okay,
2008
that would make
with the
sense.
Ravens. Yep. All right. Do you want me to work just closer?
Sure, go ahead. Just give me years.
So next is 2009.
Stafford did not win a playoff game in his rookie year.
Oh, you know that one.
Who else is drafted with Stafford? Are they still playing?
No, they're not playing anymore. I'm surprised. I feel like you'd remember that draft because Stafford was in it.
No.
You don't remember that draft? Do you know who the number 2 pick was?
No.
That's crazy.
No idea.
No.
So go back. Let's go most recent. We'll go most recent.
We got so it was the last year.
Yep.
And then the year before that.
Year before that. Okay, so
23.
that year was Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud
Bang, there you go.
winning his game.
All right, the year before that.
Really?
22.
That was Kenny Pickett?
No.
Was that his year?
I don't think they won a playoff game with him. I know they didn't win a playoff.
Okay, 2022, the Super Bowl winner was it went Eagles, Chiefs. The Chiefs beat the 49ers that year. Who else was in that? Brock Purdy.
There you go. Brock Purdy, 2022. Went to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Okay, so the next one is in 2012.
The jumps to 2012.
Yep.
That's phenomenal.
Yep. So there was 10 years where a rookie did not win.
Wow. This one's going to be tough. Just give me a team, straight up, honestly.
Well, you want his team then or now?
Then.
Seahawks.
Oh, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Yep.
2012 was his rookie year? This is a tough trivia. So, this is tough.
Trivia. So, number 5 is 2011. You're not going to know who it is. And then number 6 is 2000.
Give me his team then.
His team then, Texans.
Schwab.
No, good guess though. No, I'll give you a couple more and then I'll tell you.
Okay, Schwab.
I don't know if you know this.
2011.
I didn't know that. I forgot about this player. I forgot about it.
I want to say some crazy names, but it's not right.
If there were a Texans quarterback, and you remember him, this is when they were struggling.
And they won a playoff game?
He won a playoff game with them. 2011. I didn't even know they made the playoffs in 2011.
I don't know.
It's T.J. Yates.
Okay, well, now we got that.
I was like, I didn't know. So 2009, I'll give you a hint. He was stabbed recently.
Oh, Oh my God, who just got stabbed? Mark Sanchez
Yes,
with the Jets.
Yes, he
That was the last.
drafted-
That was the last time they won a playoff game.
Yeah, he was drafted second, right behind.
That's it. Wow, I feel bad for the Jets.
Yeah.
Imagine missing out on Matt Stafford.
Yeah, the butt
Yikes.
fumble, bro.
That's all of them.
Yeah, that's
Good
all.
trivia. I apologize for not being more intelligent. That's a tough one. That's a tough
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome job.
Word. Good job, brother.
Happy Halloween, guys.
Happy
I hope you liked our costumes. I hope you liked the theme of it. Sorry if it wasn't as good of a, or as should say as organized, but yeah, those are the weeks that happen. You know, it was still love it, still fun.
Yeah.
Next week we're gonna get some of the Derek. We're gonna get some of the technical difficulties sorted out with the phone situation. Maybe if you're out and about,
Yeah,
we can grab an adapter. I'll split it with you. Okay.
I'll get something this weekend.
Okay. Cool.
Word. All right. Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Always.
Week 8 has concluded. Happy Halloween. Go Dolphins.
Go
Please
Dolphins.
Like, subscribe, and share the podcast. Keep pumping those shorts. We've gotten a lot of good views on those.
It's been a lot of fun.
We appreciate it. Yeah, just spread the news if you can spread it.
Yeah.
Please help us out.
And honestly, with how good our shock one did, we'll come back next week and Louis will shock me. All right, I'll put that out there now. I'm confident, Louis. So give me one maybe a tiny bit easier,
Okay.
but with one where you might stump me so you can get a good shock
I
in.
can't find one easy.
Not crazy easy. It's always fun to shock,
I got
but
this
yeah.
one.
Or we'll do one. Maybe I'll get a third person down here, maybe my dad, and we'll do it against each other where he shocks. If you get it wrong, we'll go back and forth.
That's a good idea.
We'll see.
All right.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Very much.
Till next week.